Oh,
Mm.
so we saw you addressing a delegation
Mm-hmm.
from your constituency convened by the DP
Mm-hmm.
of Kenya at
Mm-hmm.
Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what it was all about.
Come again, please.
We saw you addressing a delegation at Karen, which was convened by the DP, Deputy President of Kenya. So what was it all about?
Yeah. And as I said, as I began, all these, I mean, you then engaging in one aspect of maybe politics or another, it should not be personal. So this, to me, it was not about me. It was about the 76% of the youth who we were representing them in the Hasra Nation. So actually, it was, to me, politics should be, though this discussion, I mean, this interview is not about politics, but politics should not be a competition, or should not be a show of might. It should be a competition of ideas. So what happened? We presented what we think should happen in case the deputy president becomes the president of this nation. So number one, the issue that we represented, that in every ward in this nation should have an ICT center. Number two, we said that once, in case the Hasara nations takes the government, the youth to be given the biggest take, because they have the biggest percentage. That's number two. We also say that even during this political dispensation, let the youth be on the table. Are you together? Not on the menu. Let the youth be on the table, so that when we are discussing on how we are going to share positions, we are going to share power, we are going to, drafting the manifesto, how everything is going to be driven. Let the youth be inclusive in it.
So, Bwana Migongo, would I be wrong to say that you are interested in running for any political positions or any leadership positions, if I use the right word, maybe leadership, come this August 2020?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question, Salim.
Yes.
As of now, I'm not running for any political seat, and I don't consider myself as a politician for now. I consider myself as a youth leader. What can I say? I can only say time will give the best vindication.
But the youth could maybe like for you to maybe be a kind of more of a leadership representative ambassador come this 2022 August. Anyway, yeah, let's leave it up, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
So, Bwana Migongo, what is the stake of the youth in our current Kenyan situation? What is the stake of our youth?
The stake of the youth in the current?
In our current Kenyan situation regarding leadership.
Regarding leadership.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research on how you, the different aspects, different spaces on how you are involved. Industry, music industry, schooling, youth are there in the different campuses. When you go to that, we said music, right? Yeah. You find drama, youth are there. So once you try to find entertainment in broader, youth are also there. So if you don't have the youth representing the youth, the youth take in leadership, it will not be good. Currently we have a couple of legislators who are in the National Assembly, others in the Senate, and we hope they have done their best to represent the youth, because actually there was also an issue of how the issue of the Skiza tune. We also had the issue of how they are paid from that organization they have. When you go to the other side of the students, some are complaining about the popular voting as compared to the delegate system. If you don't have the enough youth to represent us in the leadership or in governance, we shall not be somewhere good. Actually, even for your note, currently you don't have enough youth. you don't have enough youth, because we have actually, if we have the largest number, we should have the highest number both in Senate and Parliament and in the county assembly, which is not the case. So we urge all the youth. So what's the trick? We still have a long way to go, because our issues are not yet addressed as per se.
When Migongo, there's a kind of a contradiction. You've just earlier on you've told us that the youths possess a 76% voting rate, isn't it? And right now you've given a, can I call it a disclaimer that the youths aren't many enough, many in terms of numbers, so that they cannot fill up these legislative positions. Kindly come out clear on what you're telling us.
Yeah, I agree. The youth have, as we have said, the youth have the biggest percentage of votes, 76%, right?
Yeah.
Why are the youth not in those positions? Again, on the issue we discussed about independency. Having an independent mind as the youth, that it is our time now. Our issues have not been addressed for a long time. We have a youth who is vying for this position. It's now the time to support him or her. Why is this not happening? Because the youth, they are not together. You see, that act of being together and reasoning in one voice to drive the youth agenda is an issue of discussion, right?
Yeah.
So we should ask ourselves as the youth, why are we not voting? Why are we not voting our own youth? Why are we not voting competency from our own self, so we can have representation? The problem is this. The problem is that youth don't want to be tied under one cause, right?
What do you really mean by being tied under one cause?
They don't want to follow the same cause as they are. They come together and they say, now we don't want to be divided, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to be divided. When the political waves comes, we are going to remain together, because actually, if you go to this nation, you're going to fight the organization of the youth. Actually, even movements of the youth. But when the political time approaches, we are divided rule policy, maybe because of handouts, maybe because of political interests, and things goes bad. So sorry for cutting short.
Yes.
My issue is, my take is this: however much we are different in matters of political interest, however much we are different, let's also remember that at the end of the day, we need to have the youth in leadership.
Bwana Migongo, can we blame the youths for taking the handouts?
Sorry?
Well, can we blame the youths for taking the handouts? Can we blame them really with regards to our current economic situation?
Partly I would blame them, because in one angle I would blame them. In another angle, I will not blame them, because number one, what we normally create is a cycle. It's a culture. You see, it's a culture. Not economy, but we create a culture whereby if you have your 40 million, come give the handouts, you manipulate the youth, and actually, even to the worst of it, you find even the rights who are the youth or the graduates, you get manipulated. 1,500, you vote the wrong person. Are you getting me? So that's the one aspect. So we create that culture. On another angle, it is also the issue of economy. The current economy is in shambles. So you find we have millions of youth who are jobless, hundreds of youth who are jobless, looking for a job, and those who are in job, you find they are not in they are in semi-permanent jobs, right?
Yeah.
So it's not given that it will continue being permanent. So once it becomes, once we approve the campaign period, the campaign dispensation, it becomes a window to milk to milk. I mean, and then you say whoever take it, well. So the remedy to this, it is for us. Number one, we vote the right people. We transform our economy. That's number one. We create job to the youth. The youth, agree to remain together to push the youth agenda. From there now, we'll be good to go.
So, Bwana Miguongo, with reference to your term manipulation, will Kenyans be wrong to say that maybe youths are being seen as fools? Maybe.
Seen as fools in...
Are youths fools? The term manipulation, they're easily manipulated. Yet these are the same people seen to be educated currently in our current 21st century situation. The youths are educated, they've got degrees, others with masters. The term manipulation, will we be wrong calling, fools? Are the youths fools?
Youth are not fools. That's number
Why
one.
should you say that youths are not fools? Yet you claim that they're being manipulated, yet they can make their own decisions.
They can make their own decision, but those, that's process of, or that privilege, or that latitude of them making their own decision is under siege, because we've said number one, the economy is not good to go. Are we together? We talked about the economy. Then we've also said the issue of what? The issue of unity. They are not united. Are you together?